Look at the screenshot right here. So you see $7,200 in sales in 2 days. That was back in July on Prime Day. In 2 days, we did that much in sales, which was pretty crazy compared to what we usually do in sales. And I'm trying to recreate that now that Q4 is here. As you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday are coming. And if I prepare well, like I did here, we can do crazy numbers again. So in this video, I want to share with you how I prepared to do these numbers and how I'm preparing now for Q4 to do crazy numbers again. What's up, welcome back guys, Brax here. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Honestly, I've been busy preparing for the fourth quarter with my Amazon business, busy with that. But also, I've been wanting to shoot a video, and then every day I'm like, today I'm busy, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow. And then next thing you know, you wake up and it's a month later. Since it's been a while, I wanted to give you guys the chance to win a free call with me. So I'm giving away 2 free calls for 2 of you guys. And all you have to do is click the thumbs up, leave a comment saying that you want to win a free call, and subscribe and click on the bell, and I'll choose someone in the next video. So we'll get on a 30-minute call together. I can help you with whatever questions you have, and 2 of you guys will win that. So make sure to comment below and I'll choose someone next time. I want to talk about how I'm preparing for the fourth quarter. You might know, or you might have heard, that this is the craziest time of the year when it comes to sales. Companies make more in the fourth quarter, in November and December, than they do the whole year, some companies. So in this video, I want to talk about these 4 or 5 things. How I did my inventory planning, how I estimated how many units I need, the keyword research that I'm doing to upgrade my listings and to launch a new listing, and how I'm ranking these listings or ranking even more than I'm already ranking. I'll talk a bit about copywriting, how that's important, and adding enhanced brand content, and then some talk about influencers and giveaways and building lists and fun stuff like that. So a few updates since I've been gone for a while. I went to the ManyChat conference in Texas. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of very good talks from mainly agencies, and they're talking to agencies that help people with ManyChat, but also some talk about Amazon. I got to meet Kevin David, who's an interesting, nice guy. I also started a live Q&A show in the Facebook group, which if you're not in the Facebook group, it's the Brax Amazon FBA group, or there's a link in the description. The show is called the Brax Livecast, and every week I get on a call with either someone or I just go on live by myself and answer you guys' questions live. So if you have any questions, make sure you're in the Facebook group. I'm not sure if I'll post these on YouTube yet, but I probably will at some point. I also launched a second product, a second variation, which I'm pretty excited about, and I'm excited that it's now ready right before Q4. I ordered samples for product number 3 and product number 4, which should be coming in the next 2 weeks. Also super excited about that. And I also hired an assistant, which also I'm excited about. So I'm excited about all these updates that I just shared with you. The assistant's gonna be helping me with YouTube stuff, with Amazon stuff. He knows both YouTube and Amazon, so I thought it'll be perfect to help me free up some of my time so I can focus on growth instead of doing the same thing over and over again, like PPC management and like small things, maybe smaller than PPC management, but small things that I shouldn't be doing. So that I can focus on building that Shopify store, which I've been wanting to do for a while, but haven't had time. So that screenshot that I shared with you at the beginning, that was Prime Day which was in July of this year, 2019. July 15 and 16. Prime Day is basically just like Black Friday. 2 days of discounts, I guess, good deals on Amazon, sorry. And it's heavily promoted by Amazon. So there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people that want to buy, that go on Amazon, that even wait for Prime Day to buy things. And they go there and they find whatever they want to buy, and we get to be the lucky people that they buy from. So I did the proper preparation so that my listing is the one that people would want to choose to buy. I didn't have a lightning deal. I didn't have anything special. The only thing that I had was that blue coupon, that blue Prime Day coupon. And I'm not sure why, but not everyone else had it. That was one of the reasons that I got so many sales, maybe compared to everyone else. That day, I woke up in the morning. Within the first few hours of the day, like 9 a.m., I had already gotten enough sales to have more than the day before. So that's when I knew that day was going to be interesting. And then that first day ended with $3,000 in sales, or maybe more. I'll show you on the screen in a second. And then the second day, we ended with $7,200 in sales. So I'm saying all this to say that I've figured out how to prepare for situations like this. And Q4 is going to basically be a longer period of things like this happening. So not just 2 days, especially with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, they're not just one day. From what I understood, they're stretched out over like a week. which could be good, could be not. I want to share with you how I prepared last time, and I'm going to show you the sales and maybe the profits, and show you how I'm preparing now so that you can make sure to do everything that needs to be done, and so that you can maybe let me know if I'm missing something or if I need to be doing something that I'm not sharing with you here. So let me know in the comments. So as you can see here, also there's construction. So if you hear it, I'm sorry. July 15 to July 16, I can refresh it if you guys want. And yeah, you see by 8 a.m. there was already a lot of sales. So $7,000 in 2 days compared to, I used to do, I think it was like $12,000 a month. So 7,000 in 2 days, that's a lot, right? And I know you're gonna say, this is sales, where are the profits? People talk about sales, no one talks about profits. I'm gonna try to show you, not the exact numbers, just because I like to keep some privacy. I mean, I'm sharing a lot with you here, but I'd like to keep a few things private. So as you saw, that was July of 2019, and this is my Helium 10 profits tool. Estimated net profit is this graph, and then you can see how those 2 days had a much higher bar, which means a lot of profit. I'm not going to show the exact numbers just for privacy, but you can see you get a lot of sales, but you also get a lot of profits, even though it's discounted. So I asked in my Facebook group, again, if you're not in it, link in the description, what are you guys doing to prepare for Q4? And there was a good amount of comments. And a lot of people were saying, there were some funny memes as well, so if you want a good time, join the group. A lot of people were saying that stacking inventory to the ceiling. Inventory. Running out of inventory, stocking up, getting reviews and stocking in. So you see, stocking in, stocking up, everyone's talking about stocking, and that's the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about. So that's what I did first, before doing anything else to prepare for the coming Q4, is I did some math, right? So I said, if my lead time is 30 days of manufacturing plus 30 days of shipping, now I'm giving numbers for the sake of the example, so put your numbers. And then you can give 10 to 15 days of buffer time just to be safe. And then I thought, how many days do I want to be selling for before I have to reorder? So you can do 2 months, you can do 1 month, it's up to you. Let's say you do 90 days. All right, you want to make sure that you're selling even after Q4, because a lot of people are going to run out of stock during Q4 and they're not going to have their listings up after. So that's going to be good for you to capitalize if you have enough stock. So 60 days, 90 days, that's how many days you want to be in stock before you have to reorder. So let's say 60 days, 90 days is a lot. So then you multiply by the amount of average sales that you expect to be doing per day. Let's say it's 15 sales per day. You're going to be selling for 60 days, 15 per day. And then you're going to have to reorder because you have 30 more days of manufacturing and then 30 more days of shipping and then 10 days in case something happens. But during those days, you need to be still selling 15 units a day. All right. And then what I did was I added the Prime Day effect, or how many units you're going to sell more during those rush days. During Prime Day, what happened to me and to a lot of people, after asking a lot of people in the group, a lot of people for 2 days, they did the daily amount of sales times 8, which is a lot, right? The only difference here is that it's not over 2 days only. Prime Day was only 2 days. This is going to be maybe over a week. I'm not too sure how it's going to work. But you have Black Friday and you have Cyber Monday, where you're going to get a huge amount of sales and a huge influx of traffic. Or you can either average it out to 2 days, or you can do whatever math you want to do for yourself to estimate how much more you're going to sell during that period. But make sure to account for that, because it's not going to be 15 sales a day, because you're going to have Black Friday and Cyber Monday where it's going to be a lot more than 15. So it would be a good idea to account for this. So then that tells you need to order around 2,000 units, 2,190 units. Again, this is not one formula that fits for everyone. I'm just sharing how I thought about it. And then make sure you account for your lead time and for how many days you want to be in sales before you have to reorder, and for the influx of traffic and sales during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So that was the first part that I showed you, inventory planning, right? You figured out how many units you need so that you're selling during the whole period and you don't run out of stock. A lot of people are going to run out of stock. You probably will too. So make sure you have enough units. But all that doesn't matter if your listing is not showing up in front of people, if people are not finding your product, and if people are not interested in buying your product. So that's the next thing. And before it gets maybe a bit complicated, but it's not really, I just wanted to say that I figured out that people overcomplicate things. Especially in Facebook groups, everyone is sharing their opinion, everyone is a smartass. It's not that complicated. It's very, very simple. You need to have a good product, which if you're at this stage, then you already figured out the product. You already have the product. It's too late. It's either good or bad now. You need to have an amazing listing. You need to have people find your listing, and that's it. So you need to have very good photos, very good copy, and you need to have a differentiated product, obviously, and you need to be ranking on keywords. That's really it. So speaking of ranking, the first thing you would do is you would figure out which keywords to rank for, right? So I'm gonna take this listing as an example. This is my friend's listing, Mina. You've probably seen him in the Facebook group. You probably know about this guy, but he's very open about his product. So I'm gonna take the liberty of using his product as an example. You have your product already on Amazon. What you want to make sure to do is to rank for the most important keywords. The keywords where you know your customers are going to search and are going to find a product that is like yours, or your product, preferably. So how do you find these keywords? Not by guessing, not by hoping that that's the right keyword, but by doing a little bit of research, which is very simple. I'm going to show you how here. First thing you need to do is go to your listing, okay? Scroll down to where you see your category. So that's your category. He's ranking 6,000 in health and household, which means he's making a lot of money. Good job, Mina. But then look at the subcategory: sports, nutrition, endurance, and energy powders. So see how specific that is? He's ranking number 16. That means he's doing very well compared to his competitors. But click on this. This is going to take you to the top 100 sellers in your specific subcategory. So all these products are almost the same as yours, and these are the top 100 competitors. And this is very important for you to know, because you need to know who you're competing with, what they're doing, how they're doing, and yeah, it's just a good list of listings to know about. So now if we take the top 100, or at least the top 10 of these best sellers, we can see which keywords they're all ranking for. And if all of them are ranking on a keyword that has a high volume, that might tell you that that keyword is important for you. If all of them are ranking, not just one. So we'll use helium-10, and we'll use specifically Cerebro. And Cerebro is going to show you which keywords they're ranking for, but what's cool about it is that it's going to show you where all of them are ranking at the same time. So let's take a few ASINs. Here are the ASINs. And if you don't have this is called, I think it's called Amazon DS Quick View. It's a free Chrome extension. You can download it. Also Cerebro, it can be free if you use code Brax50. And I have a link in the description. If you want to use it, you get 7 days free and 50% off for the first month. Or if you want 10% off every month for life, you can use code Brax. And it is an affiliate link, so if you want to support the channel, you can use that link, and thank you if you do. If you don't, you don't have to. It doesn't change anything for you. So I'm going to take 10 of these listings, and preferably not the same brand too many times, because then it's going to tell you that they're ranking for their brand keywords, which doesn't help us much. And the other important point is we need to make sure that it's the exact same product. Sometimes the material is different, or the type of product is different for the top 100, but a lot of times it is the same product. So let's search electrolyte, and whatever is not an electrolyte, we won't choose it. So I'm not taking this because we already took this one. So this is the same brand. I'll take it this time, but I won't take more than 2. I'm not taking this one because it doesn't say electrolyte. I could be wrong because I know nothing about the product, but if it's not the same product, I'm not going to take it. See, Mina's number 29. He's doing pretty well. You wouldn't usually take your own listing, but in this case, he's doing well. So just for the sake of this research, we'll take it. All right, now we have 10 listings. That's the limit. Now click on Get Keywords, New Search, and we'll get the keywords. There you go. So you have 17,000 keywords that all these listings are ranking for. Now to have a bit less keywords so that the file is not too big, let's take at least 1,000, minimum search volume of 1,000, just so that the file is not too big and we can download it. Now export to Excel. Enable editing, and now take some notes. I delete this, okay? I keep the search volume. I delete everything until position, keep the position, and delete everything until the first ASIN. Now we have 9 ASINs and position, and technically it's the position of this, because technically we're just comparing everything to this listing, but we don't care about this listing specifically. So they're all ASINs to us. Insert the column right here, call it relevancy. If that's how you spell relevancy, I'm not sure. And then we're going to use, see, I've done a whole detailed video on how to do this. If you want to check it out, it's this title right here. But this is the relevancy. It's just a count if. I'm just lazy. And that should be D2 to M2, I think. Yep. So relevancy means out of these listings, how many are on position 30 plus for this keyword? And I say 30 because that's on page 1, or that's around page 1. So how many of these listings are on page 1 for this keyword? Hydration powder, only 6 out of 10 are on page 1. Okay? Now you can see how it is important, or how much of a difference it would make if we chose different listings. So it would make sense for you to do this maybe a few times, since it's limiting to only 10 at a time, and then compare the results that you get. So these are not the definite results. All right, so now let's see filter. Let's see the least. Let's look at the least relevant ones. Yeah, Ultima Replenisher, electrolyte drink. They're not looking for drinks, I guess. Liquid IV hydration drink mix. I'm just gonna delete these to only look at the most relevant ones, because that's what we're looking for. Now we have the most relevant ones. Let's rank them by relevancy, largest to smallest. This is the most relevant, Dr. Price electrolytes. But largest, this is the most searched keyword. So electrolyte powder, hydration powder, electrolytes keto friendly, electrolytes powder. These seem to be the most important ones, and this seems to be the biggest one. Now, if we go back, before removing the less relevant ones, if we search by the largest search volume, see, this has a lot of search volume. That means a lot of people are searching for this stuff. But is it relevant to our... So don't go with the largest search volume. Don't go with the biggest keywords. Go with the most important keywords. I did another search earlier, and this was a bit more relevant. So that's why it's important to do this multiple times with multiple listings, multiple combinations, to get a sense of what really is the most relevant. So now back to this. These are probably the most important keywords that you need to focus on. That means that you need to make sure your listing is on page 1 for all these keywords. That means you need to do something to rank there. So either use your favorite ranking method and rank for these keywords, or if you don't know how to rank and you want to learn that, wait till the end of the video and I'll give you a few hints on how to rank. Now that we have figured out how many units we need to order and which keywords we need to be showing up in front of, like I said, the simple process is have a good product, which that's in the past. You already have the product. Have a very good listing and show up in front of people. So you figured out how to show up in front of people. Where are the people searching and where do you need to be, as in the keywords that we just found. Rank for these keywords, but before you do, you need to have a very good listing. So what I did, I improved the images. I'm actually starting to work with a new service and I might recommend them if they're good. So if you have any questions about which service to use, ask me in like a week or two and I'll know if they're good or not. They're the same service that did these. The main image is very important. It has to be very clear, it has to be very attractive, and it has to be very different from everyone else. If I'm looking right here, where is it? The sponsored area. Look how different each one of these is. It's very easy for me to look at each one. But in some markets, for some reason, people have the same image or a similar image. So make sure you're different and you show people why you're better. And what I actually did recently, I hired someone to do the copywriting, this part and this part, for my listing, to improve it, to change it, and to make sure that all the important keywords are there. So we just did some keyword research, and it's important to have these keywords in the listing, as well as other keywords. But it's also important to have the listing make sense, and to have the words, and to write it beautifully so that people read it and they want to buy. So it has to be copy that sells. And I'm sure not all of us are brilliant writers. I hate writing. I'm not a big fan of writing. You should see me when I text. I write just words that make no sense. Well, they do, but not in proper English. So I worked with someone who's a good friend of mine from the Facebook group, and he rewrote my listing and did the proper keyword research, because it's two things. It's not just beautifully writing the listing, it's also figuring out what words need to be there and how many times they need to be there for ranking purposes, for Amazon's backend purposes. So either rewrite it yourself so that it's beautiful. Look how nice this is. Promotes lasting endurance with less fatigue. Perfect for the conscious or diet strict, no calories, no sugar. So he's solving a problem here. He's making a connection with the customer here. He's not saying 375 sodium, 375 bicarbonate. I don't even know what that is. He's speaking the language of the customer, which makes it a lot easier to sell this product. So if you need help with that, the guy that I worked with, his name is Arthur Gatsby. He's in my Facebook group. I'll post this link below. You can book him for a call and he can help you out for sure. And I'm not trying to sell you this. If you don't want to work with him, write it yourself. Just make sure that you write it in a very nice way. Also, I get nothing from this. So if you book Arthur and you pay him money, I get nothing. So make sure your listing is beautiful before you start ranking for these keywords. One more thing that I'm doing is, this is called EBC, Enhanced Brand Content. I have it looking something like this, but I want it to look a bit better. And I've realized that listings with images instead of just words, they look better. They put the words in the images. And it's not even like this. Let me show you. I think Genius does a good job with this. Yeah, exactly. So if you scroll down here, see the words are in the image and everything is very symmetrical. Everything is very nice to look at. So I might be looking for someone to help me with this. And I think that service that I mentioned will help me. So we'll see how it goes in a few weeks. So you have a beautiful listing now with beautiful images and beautiful words. And you have to rank it on the most important keywords so that when a flock of human beings go on Amazon on in November, whatever date it is, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, millions and millions of people looking to buy your product, they better find your product and they better like what they're looking at. The next thing that I'm starting to work on now is working with influencers. And I've started contacting 25 to 50 people a day. Well, not me, my partner is doing that every day. Contacting 50 people a day on Instagram and being like, hey, we'd love to send you our product for free. We know you love it. No pitch, nothing. And then we're seeing who enjoys the product the most and who's the most responsive and gets the most engagement. And then we're gonna run giveaways with them to get a bunch of people excited about the product. But also, I might use this strategy right here, Facebook Messenger strategy that generated 250 orders and $23,000 in one day for a brand born and raised on Instagram, which is basically a giveaway where people have to click on the link in the bio, which is a ManyChat link, which takes them to the Messenger bot. And that's how you collect the information. And then you can give them a discount for later. So you're not losing everyone else who's not winning the product. You're actually keeping a conversation open with them. I'll link this article below if you want to read it, check it out. I'm not endorsing it. I haven't tried it. I'm just saying that I'm going to try it and I'm just sharing what I'm up to. But the idea is I'm trying to grow a list of people excited to buy the product or excited about the product and the niche to either run ads to them or retarget them, which is the same thing, or message them again after this and be like, hey, Black Friday's here. Here's a big discount. Hey, Cyber Monday's here. It's ending tomorrow. Quick, quick, quick. And that'll be possible by reaching out to influencers who already have an audience. I'm not trying to build my own audience. I'm trying to steal their audience. And just to clarify, I'm not stealing their audience. They know what's going on. So a few more things before I end this video. I talked about inventory planning. Make sure you have enough stock to sell during this period and account for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and account for staying in stock after, and account for your lead time when you want to reorder. So do that math, figure it out, and order. And then make your listing beautiful. Images, copywriting, maybe EBC if you have access to it. And then figure out the right keywords where your customers are going to be buying this product. And then make sure to be ranking on those keywords. Pretty simple. Have an amazing listing, show up in front of the right people. And the last thing that I mentioned was work with influencers to build lists to get a bunch of people excited about your deals or your discounts or just your product in general. Now, the last thing that I'm personally considering doing is I'm considering launching in Canada. If you don't know, I live in Canada and I've met a lot of influencers here just by living here. So they're getting me excited to launch the product because they have the audience already. And Canada's market is tiny, so sales are going to be a lot lower, or sales are a lot lower here than in the US. And I thought the one time that sales might be high is probably going to be Black Friday. So might as well give it a shot. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do it. I'll let you guys know. And last thing, which is a piece of advice for me and for you. Well, for you. And that's consider raising your prices. If you're seeing an insane amount of sales, consider raising your prices very slowly. Just be careful not to lose your own buy box if you raise too high. Raise your prices slowly. Just make sure not to hurt any of your conversion rate or any of your other data like conversion rate, ranking, keyword positioning. Just make sure not to hurt any of that stuff. If you raise your price and you keep getting the same sales and your conversion's not hurt, perfect. You make more money without doing much. If you made it this far, make sure to click the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. This whole month In October, I'm doing PPC month. I just decided that it's PPC month in October. So I'm going to be talking a lot about PPC specifically. The conversation will start in the Facebook group on the Brax livecast with professionals in PPC. So you get to ask them questions. So if you want to join the group, the live calls, we do them every Wednesday night. So link in the description, or the Brax Amazon FBA group on Facebook. So if you want to see all that stuff, make sure to subscribe and click on the bell to get notified when I post. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Click right here if you want to see a video on how I rank products on the first page within a few days. It's going to be important for you to rank on these important keywords that I mentioned. So click out here to watch it, and I'll see you guys there. Peace.
So that's phase number 1, is building the foundation. Phase number 2 is really picking the keyword that you want to be on page 1 for. So there's many different keywords you can